Today, I think I'm going to talk about how silence is as much work as talking about things. I'm thinking about grade school bullying. Um, my family lived in LA in Watts. They were there for the first big Watts riot. And some years later, with the Rodney King verdict, I remember I was demonstrating in the streets of New York. It was when Tompkins Square Park got closed down for a couple of years. I think the next time Tompkins was open was when my kids were little and we had moved back into the neighborhood of the Lower East Side. So that would have been like 1994, 1995. Um, but those Watts riots that came after the Rodney King verdict, when his life wasn't respected, I think was brutalized. They kind of tie into the theme of silence and how silence is protective. When I was a child and I was being bullied, particularly the second through fifth grade bullying, really aggressive stuff, the stuff where I started working on my abdominal strength because I was being punched in the stomach so much that I just needed to learn how to make it not hurt as much when I was punched. Um, and I didn't talk to my parents about it. My gym teacher, I think her name was Mrs. Kruger, there were so many German and Scandi names. Like you think about that look that they call so Midwestern. This is fairly Scandinavian. You know, Penny from The Big Bang Theory. It's total Scandi girl. But not everyone was a horrid racist. For some people, it was the 1970s, which were after the 1960s. Uh, we forget that the 1960s were a counterculture movement, so this wasn't everybody doing it. There were plenty of people that never put on paisley or bell bottom. Uh, but subculture can really change the world. So my gym teacher, I I remember her once saying I was very awkward about my body. I got bullied a lot about my body. I was a little black girl and I didn't have the body ideal that white America was so obsessed with in some ways in the 1970s. And the other kids would bully me about it. But it's interesting, a lot of the adults looking back, the white ones too, they had the same body type as me fundamentally. But it's something different about the exotification that goes along with the black female body. So, yeah. Um, all the time that I was going through being bullied, and I mean years of my childhood, I never mentioned it to anyone. I never said it to anyone. I never said, I'm being beaten up and tortured at school. I just kind of took it on my chin and went about my day and structured my life because I thought, like a lot of children think when bad things happen to them, I thought that I probably had done something wrong and I was kind of embarrassed because my older brothers and sisters, well, they had grown up in LA. And so when they got to Missouri, they were exotic, but not exotic in the same way that I was exotic. They also had a sense of community and pride that come together from growing up in the absolute multiculturalism of Los Angeles in the 60s and 70s, and of being in a community that looked like them. And when they went to school, it wasn't a few hundred white people and one of them in a place as notorious as Missouri. Throughout Missouri's political racial history, it was the last state in the Union to secede on the question of slavery. And in its economic history, one of the things that happened with Missouri was that it was a place where wealth from the plantation and slave economy oriented South moved up into Missouri, which isn't Southern, it's Midwestern, but it's on the edge of the South. It's bordering the South. So you get some of the nastiest bits of the colonial mindset moving their wealth and their ideals into Missouri, which, I mean, as a gateway to the West, Lewis and Clark and all of that stuff was already a pretty nasty mentality that was sitting there. I think about the Trail of Tears that went through Missouri. Oklahoma's next door. My mother was from Oklahoma. And we played on the Cahokia Mounds, the Native American burial grounds not too far from us, which are just a thing of beauty to behold. So in Missouri, you have things like the Veiled Prophet Parade. If you look at the Veiled Prophet Parade, these are people in white hoods who nominate a queen, and the queen of racism. And it's just Ku Klux Klan by another name. It's just another example of how you have these shifts that revise the same policies and politics for a new generation or a new location. It's kind of like the feeling of coming to Europe and seeing that it was so different and that I didn't feel the racism because they had had time to progress here. I think the worst of everyone went to America, and then their worst met our worst and just became worse. So that's the kind of environment I was going to school in the 1970s. What I later found out, speaking in terms of silences, is that my parents knew I was being beaten up. I don't know if my siblings told them or something, because I never told my siblings, but it was a small school. So maybe they knew. And my eldest sister would pick me up from school because she was in high school and driving, and mama was at work, daddy was at work. And I have a lot of extracurricular after school activities, mostly based in art. I'm also cake decorating. I can make roses and stuff out of decorative icing. I can make the best decorative icing as well. It has some almond uh, extract in it, which just really brings on the flavor. It's exquisite icing, the icing we use too. decorate cakes. And so I would have stuff like that, as well as drawing lessons and this type of painting lessons. Um, so my parents found out, and they went out of their way to try to protect me and change my situation. But just as I had been silent, they were silent too. I guess the pride and indignation I felt at my honor being disrupted by the physical, sexual, and emotional violence that I was going through, they had an understanding that I, as a child, also had my dignity. So my parents would come to the playground and hide and watch to see what was going on. And they organized PTA, Parents Teacher Association meetings, specifically on the topic of how I was being brutalized. They told me about this when I was maybe in my 30s. I had children when my parents told me about this. I never had any idea. And apparently, the gym teacher was quite up on it. Like, she was actually looking out for me. Principal was actually looking out on me. I mean, I remember that about Mr. Mercer, that when some of my more racist teachers would find issue with me, which was funny to find issue with me because I wasn't talking much. Um, my one of my older sisters, the next in line, has always had a bend towards education. And I don't remember learning to read. I do remember learning everything she learned in school as she learned it. And so she was 4 years older than me. And I just had a voracious appetite for information. I loved reading and I loved writing. So I wasn't really learning the alphabet and things like that when the other kids were. I never was holding a pencil like a club with my tongue stuck out of my mouth and concentration of the difficulty of learning was never the case. So I could just sit and be ignored by my racist teachers and read my book and daydream and draw on the margins of my notebook. So yeah, there was a lot of silence. And silence is dangerous, but at the same time, speaking out is dangerous. There's much to be considered about the value of silence when it comes to battles that we can wage for ourselves, and also the space that silence gives for consideration and thought. I spend a lot of time in meditation. Depending on my phase of life, I can spend up to 2 hours a day meditating. The moment I only meditate for about an hour a day, in the morning and the evening. But it helps me cultivate my thoughts. And then when I do speak, and I have been doing a lot of speaking out this week, not just here in this experiment and this participation with this movement of Black women to leave the USA. I've been doing a lot of speaking out about situations in life that could be better, that should be better, that it's necessary to improve upon. And my time in silence has prepared me for having a very big voice of things and the directions that I want to go in and the things that matter. And when I am speaking out and asking for help and asking for collaboration and cooperation on important issues, I have a lot of respect for the silence. I don't know if this silence, well, yes, the silence between my parents and myself was dangerous for me. The silence that I had between myself and everyone. I recall the principal and the gym teacher asking me, what's going on? What are people doing to you? I was too afraid to say anything. I don't know if they would have had the power to stop any of it. I mean, look at what we're looking at, the Epstein files. 1,000 women's voices against one dead man, and justice has not been forthcoming. So one small Black child versus an institution. I know that at the time I feared that if I say things, they might lead to more persecution. It's like when the kidnapper tells you don't call the police. You don't know what's going to happen if you speak out. The danger of the silence in these instances of bullying was that I developed strong symptoms of PTSD already in my childhood. The chronic pain that I still live with, the fibromyalgia symptoms and all of that stuff, began in childhood. It wasn't just growing pains, as I'd always told myself. And this is a stress response. This was my back brain being exhausted and brutalized by the situation. That's one of the dangers of silence. It is also an incredible labor. I've always been tired yet incredibly energetic. It's ironic. So speaking out for me is not about visibility, it's about repair. And even now, when I don't know if anyone's even looking at these videos, but even now, there is that feeling of discomfort and a little bit of danger. Um, what kind of responses will I get? Will they be threatening? How will I handle that? Will it make me stop? Well, thank you for joining me for day 4.